Hey guys, Atozy's got another video for us today. Ring Doorbell Wizard, quote, wizard, now facing 19 years in prison. I saw stuff about this guy who was essentially trying to break into the other guy's house. Is the 19 years in prison actually true, or is it clickbait? Let's find out.
Man who claims he's a wizard was just charged. With.
Atozy, you kind of cut off the word California there. You put it in the title, in the subtitles, but you don't actually say it. You just say man who claims he's a wizard. Oh, right, because okay, yeah, I remember. We'll get into it.
Man who claims he's a wizard was just charged with 4 felonies after he was caught on a Ring doorbell camera having a delusional crash out and violently trying to break into a stranger's house.
Yeah, trying is doing a lot of work there. I believe he did end up getting into his house. I saw a second video that showed that he did. Was that second video fake? I guess it's possible. With AI today, anything's possible. All right, I gotta do it. Gotta go. Right there. Look at that. Look at that schnoz. Look at it. Beautiful. This could be a thumbnail right here. I'm surprised Atozy didn't use this as the thumbnail. Truly a master of the art of karate.
What is even going on here? And obviously, this went extremely viral, and the internet took this clip and ran with it and made so many viral memes that I would go as far to say is this is probably one of the most funny viral moments that we've seen this year. But
yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, terrifying for the people living in that house. But like, as far as internet memes go, it's pretty great. It's pretty peak.
Not only did he try to break in, he actually succeeded when he eventually moved on to a sliding glass door on the side of the house. And he was only finally stopped when the homeowner actually returned home to fight him, armed with a shovel, after witnessing the intruder's meltdown on the Ring camera.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I watched, was it Charlie? What's his name? Penguin Zero or whatever? Yeah, I watched his coverage of it.
Well, it's obviously easy to laugh out the absurdity of some of the details of this case, like, you know, his outfit or the fact that he identifies himself as Harry Dresden, you know.
Yeah, from the Dresden Files. A crime-fighting wizard, if I remember right.
The whole time throughout the encounter. And if you didn't know, he's a fictional private investigator and wizard from a series of contemporary fantasy/mystery novels called The Dresden Files. But unfortunately, I mean, the reality of this case is kind of horrifying, because now, in addition to being charged with burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, vandalism, and making criminal threats, the subject of today's video, 30-year-old Jason Thomas Nichols, is facing a 5th charge of annoying or
Let's bring that back. On top of these counts, he is faced with a 5th charge of annoying or imming a child under 18, which allegedly stemmed from an earlier incident. Oof. Wait, from an early, meaning that this isn't part of it? I know during his rant, he says, "Where's your daughter?" Is that what this is referring to, or is this a separate, which stemmed from an earlier incident? So I guess from something that happened previously. Ooh, this guy, honestly, the guy is unwell. Like, I think it's pretty clear that he is not all his neurons are firing. They're discharging randomly, and he thinks he's a wizard. So doesn't mean that he shouldn't be put in a box. Just saying. Kind of feel bad for him, feel worse for the people that he terrorized.
Inappropriately touching a child under 8.
Oh, inappropriate touching. Oh boy, I am losing sympathy for him very quickly. It's gone. Bye-bye sympathy.
18. which allegedly stemmed from an earlier incident. So essentially, the dude did a way better job at catching himself than Vitaly ever could. Because I guess the Ring camera incident just put a whole lot of attention on that. So you have Fairfield police, I guess, saying additional charge came after a witness reported an encounter between Nichols and their child on April 5th. And this obviously ended up raising that bail dramatically from what was initially set at like $35,000 to the new bail amount of
$250,000 in bail. And I'm fairly certain that man, I'm not super familiar with the criminal process. I've never been through it myself, but I'm fairly certain that when a bond is set like that, you pay a bail bondsman a tenth of the cost, a tenth of the bond, with the expectation that they'll cover the rest, and then they get it back when you actually show up for court. Because bonds are the bail is supposed to be something that you pay to the court to be let out, but it will incentivize you to come back and get it back. You get the money back when you actually show up for court. So it's to make sure you actually show up for court. And the more they raise the price or the amount based on how severe it is to make sure that people committing the most severe actually return for court. But you can pay a bail bondsman 1/10 the cost, and they will front the money, but then they also get all the money back. You don't get that money back. So while it says $250,000 bond, it actually would cost him $25,000 to the bondsman to get out. If I'm remembering that right. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know in the comments. I would love to be educated on that one. I would love to leer. I'd love to leer more.
$50,000. And then you even have Deputy District Attorney Stephen Talley arguing for a higher bail, citing the alleged threats and Nichols in proximity to the victims.
Yep. Yeah. I can see his proximity to the victims. He did say that he lives in that neighborhood, so that makes sense. You're gonna be like running into him or be in the same area. I don't know. Should he even have bail? Should bail even be an option, or should he just sit in jail until this all goes through?
Which makes total sense because, yeah, apparently Nichols lives right behind the very house he broke.
Oh, yeah. He's literally next door neighbors, just behind him. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe he shouldn't be getting bail at all. The bail shouldn't be an option, and he should just be held in jail until his court.
Into while screaming threats. So obviously he shouldn't be allowed to just return to the victim's neighborhood so he could just start trying to attack them all over again. But what he said was both terrifying and hilarious because the entire time he was freaking out and demanding entry to the property, he was, like I mentioned earlier, referring to himself as the private investigator / wizard and wearing a Demon Slayer t-shirt under a trench coat. Like, come on.
I don't know who you are. You don't belong in this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden. Open the door.
Dude's got some strong eyebrows. Look at those caterpillars, man. Them thick.
This is my neighborhood.
Ooh, that I'm shaking in my boots.
Open the door.
Even if you live in the neighborhood, dude, you can't just go to someone's house and demand they open their door to you. Oh my God. It's really, he can't all be there. He must not be. That's wild. And it's really funny to listen to in the after, like in retrospect, knowing that no one actually got injured. It's funny, but at the same time, dear Lord, that man, the homeowner and his wife, those poor people having to put up with this. Them Reddit mods are coming for you. You never know. They're crazy ones.
I mean, it's easy to laugh at the guy in this situation, but also I can understand why anyone would be terrified. And I mean,
exactly.
The victim is honestly lucky that this happened in California, not somewhere like Florida or Texas. Because
sorry, that beep was me.
he might have not left that property alive. But essentially what happened was on April 7th, Jason Nichols storms up to a home on the 1700th block of Burbank Court and knocks on the door. The homeowner was not home and starts talking to him via a Ring camera and can literally only say hello before Nichols begins demanding that he opens the door so he can make sure that everything's okay.
Hello?
Quick video interruption. I've been putting out at least one video a day. If I brought you any enjoyment, I would appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I do read all of them. Thanks. Back to the video.
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
How weird is it for that to be the opening? Hello? Met with, hi there, can you open this door, please? Like, what? The only time I've ever heard something like that is when someone's showing up to work and they forgot their keys. They ring in and say, hey, can you come open the door for me? Because you recognize the voice of someone you already know. Like, that's very different. The whole just like, hey, can you open your door? No. What? Honestly, if this had happened at my house, if this had happened up here in Alaska, not just mine, really anyone in this neck of the woods, you wouldn't have been met with as much patience as this guy had. You'd have been met with a slug going straight through the door. Like, nah, when you're trying to break into someone's house like that, we don't tolerate that.
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
That alone would piss me off because, like, who
I just wanted to check on something in your house. What?
are you? How dare you insinuate that you would know best and that you need to gain access to my home? Like, what are you on about? And to make things worse, apparently his pregnant wife and child were inside. And of course, when Nichols is denied immediate entry to the home with no questions asked, he begins to freak out and kick the door so hard with his flip-flops that the recoil sends him flying back down the stairs.
Man, get out of my house.
Open this door. Where's your daughter, man?
That's that Reddit strength, you know? The Reddit mod just going superpower on it.
Where's your daughter,
What are
man?
you talking about?
Channeling the strength of all the other Reddit mods. Like the Avatar, channeling avatars of the past, giving him his Reddit mod state to be able to kick that door down.
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with?
Where's your daughter? Where's your daughter? Dude, this is... Whoo, okay, I don't know. I'm yapping a lot, but it's just so weird.
You.
Bro, if you don't...
Door. Open this door, I'm breaking it down. You understand me?
I mean, this is straight out of a cartoon. What in the Looney Tunes is going on here? But as soon as this random guy starts questioning about a daughter without really knowing whether or not the homeowner even had a daughter, that's when alarm bells should be going off in your head, which I'm sure they were for the homeowner at that point. But clearly, this person isn't in the right mind, so he will likely do things a very regular angry person wouldn't. But obviously, his freakout was just so irrational and honestly funny that it just spawned so many memes of him online.
Okay, that's pretty good. Long John Silver's just ringing the bell. Oh goodness. All right, that's okay. Y'all are creative out there.
Now, I mean, okay, but it's not totally clear if Nichols knew who was exactly inside this house or if he was just LARPing with his own, I don't know. He was just doing investigative work as the investigative wizard over here. But regardless, I mean, while the homeowner is arguing with Nichols over leaving the property, he doesn't know who he is, which leads Nichols to stating that his name is Harry Dresden.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden.
I don't know why I really want a that sound effect from John Cena to play right there. I'm Harry Dresden, motherfucker.
Open the door. This is my neighborhood.
And again, you probably wouldn't immediately recognize that name. I didn't. I had to Google it. But again, Harry Dresden is a fictional private investigator.
I did. Ah, man, I'm quite the nerd. I did recognize the name.
And wizard who works to protect the general public. So I guess this guy thinks he's a heroic wizard from a book series and has started doing house calls in his neighborhood. And I guess when he finally gains access to the house via a sliding glass door after his initial crash out, he's then pacing around inside looking for a victor.
Where is she?
I'm pretty sure Victor is the name of Dresden, of Harry Dresden's like arch nemesis, like the villain of the series. I don't remember 100%, but I believe that that's the case.
Victor, you around? Huh? You like raping little girls?
And I guess we kind of have to assume that he's referring to Victor Sells, who's a human sorcerer and antagonist in one of the Dresden Files books.
Okay, I was, yeah. All right. I got it right, guys. Woo! I knew it.
Called Stormfront, who Dresden confronts at his house, who did in fact have a daughter as well. So I mean, all of this is just so many layers of bizarre. I don't even know where to start, but I guess it all starts to make sense when you connect all those dots, but it doesn't make it any less freaky. I mean, the entire time the homeowner is, like I said, away from home, but he very quickly turned back and was heading home after he witnessed the the disgruntled wizard demanding entry to his house. Because again, remember, the homeowner's wife and child were still in the home and probably scared to death by this guy, pounding on the door and wildly screaming while threatening to kill whoever he thinks he's looking for. I mean, this is crazy. And again,
I do kind of feel bad for the guy because he seems to be having some sort of mental episode. Like he's not all there. But we need a box for him. Like, put him in a box.
and to make things even worse, he actually got inside of the house. So the homeowner ends up returning to the home and gets...
Again, if he would have got inside of my house, he would have been leaving in a box. That would have been a coffin for him.
Into an altercation with Nichols and even arms himself with a shovel at one point to protect his family.
Get the out of my third room, bro. Walk the out. What's the third room? Walk the out. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a chance right now, man. What's the third room, bro? I'm giving you a chance. Get the out of my house. What's the third room? I don't know who you are. You better get the
street at 1797 Collab Drive.
I don't know who you're talking about, man.
Why do I hear screaming?
Are you military?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think he was actually military.
Can you help me out? Okay.
Yes.
I understand what you're going
Though this guy did do an amazing job of de-escalating and getting the guy to leave.
through right now.
Yes.
Can you step outside?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Will. Thank you for asking. There's something going on this street, bro.
Bro, everything's fine. Please step outside.
Okay.
Well, sit there. Sit on the ground, please.
Yes, sir.
And this altercation leads both men to require medical attention for head injuries sustained during the fight. But luckily, no one is seriously injured. And I guess the fight is instantly de-escalated when the homeowner asks Nichols if he's a veteran, and he answers yes, and for some reason instantly relaxes and agrees to go outside. And that's when the story gets even weirder, considering the fact that this guy isn't a veteran.
Okay, so I just guessed that he wasn't a veteran. I hadn't actually seen anything confirming whether or not he was, but he just didn't really seem... I've known a number of military men. I have military men in my family. I just did not... He didn't seem the type.
So I guess he just lied to the homeowner. Hey, are you a veteran? Was like his wake-up call suddenly. He was like, oh, wait. What am I doing? This isn't the sorcerer I'm supposed to have a boss battle with. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like the more information about this case that comes out, the more bizarre it gets. But obviously, cops arrive shortly after and arrest Nichols and charge him with the 4 felonies and give him the original $35,000 bail. And then about a week later in court, the whole case gets escalated with a new 5th charge being tacked on. And, you know, that's the one that spikes everything to $250,000.
Yeah, this is the one that I had not heard of before.
And now, I mean, because of all this now, the dude is facing 19 years in prison.
Yep.
Wow. It's safe to say...
Well, if that last charge with the underage child is true, then good. keep him away at least for 19.
This case took a dark turn. Thankfully, we never actually have to find out what he would have done because he was stopped. And now it's up to the justice system to do its thing and hopefully lock him up for a little while. But his new court appearance is scheduled for April 23rd, so I'll definitely keep an eye out for what happens and make sure to keep you guys updated. But if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
Oh, you guys couldn't see that because my big head's in the way. Let me show you. I think if I
what happens and make sure to keep you guys updated. But if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
That's such a perfect use of the clip video. Oh my gosh. Atozy, did you think of that? Oh, I don't think Atozy will ever see this video, but man, good on you, Atozy. Also, I gotta say, I know the video's over, but Atozy, your little foam or rubber duck thing there bobbing around, it's very distracting. I keep staring at it as it's wiggling around. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Peace.
Well, thanks, Atozy, for keeping us apprised to the new things going on in that case, the new charges, and getting everyone all caught up on the Nichols case. I don't have much to add to that, so take it easy. Oh no, you've ended up in my den. You must think that this is the end, but you have no need to fret. There's still more to come yet. Click on subscribe to let YouTube know just how far this channel should go. More will come later, or if you so need, click on another video to see more of me in your feed.